Hey, I'm Adam Ivy, and if you have less than 20,000 followers right now, you're going to want to pay attention to the end of this video because we're about to walk through a strategy, actual tactics, actually what to do, Adam, how to do it. It's going to make a whole lot of sense if you want to grow on Instagram, TikTok, maybe even YouTube. And I'm going to show you how this all works, so be patient, grab something to write with, because this one is going to be a banger. So we have to understand that we've got to pull people in when it comes to Instagram and TikTok with attraction into nurturing. I'm going to write that down so you guys can follow along. I think one of the things I get most nervous about in these videos is misspelling something, but keep this in mind, 177. This is how we're going to grow on Instagram and then repurpose all of this stuff over to TikTok and then YouTube Shorts. So 177. One reel a day. I know you guys love the vertical videos. One reel a day. 7 stories. 7 days a week. And I know you're thinking, Adam, that sounds like a lot of work. Well, building a business is a lot of work, and this is going to make it a whole lot easier. We could talk about automations and stuff in a different video, but this doesn't take nearly as long as you might think. So one thing I want you guys to understand is when it comes to Reels, you could take those Reels and then magically you're growing everything, right? So the one reel, and don't get me wrong, you could still post the photos, you could still post whatever you want on Instagram, but following this strategy is going to get you there. Now, I know that you might be wondering, Adam, like, what do I post for Reels every single day? I have no idea. So on the screen right now, we're going to put some content bucket ideas. If you haven't seen the video where I break down content buckets, I'll put it up in the corner of the screen right now here on YouTube, or a link in the description box below. That'll kind of get you a better idea of what I'm talking about. But these are some ideas, that you can do for Reels every single day. Now, one thing I need you guys to understand is I get asked about this all the time. This part of the board's not working. Hashtags, yes, hashtags. You want to do 5 hashtags, but usually 5 or 6 hashtags on every single one of your Reels. You need to look at these like essentially keywords. If the hashtag has nothing to do with your post, don't put it on there. So many times you see people that are trying to chase these trends. They have a Reel and they're like, oh, I'm gonna hashtag Cheetos challenge. Hashtag, this is like, it has nothing to do with your Reel. Therefore, you're telling the algorithm that it's about this. They're gonna quickly understand that it's not, and then it's gonna flop. When I'm talking about Reels, guys, I'm talking about just get it done. I'm not talking about a million edits. I'm not talking about fancy production. You don't need an extremely expensive camera. Use your phone, use what you have until what you have pays for what you want. This is what I need you guys to understand. So the hashtags, I'll write this down too. Ran out of room, so HT means hashtags. Now I'm gonna get a new page up here. So what we wanna do is every single day, we wanna do stories, because the Reels, Reels attract, stories nurture. Now, stories are available on TikTok now. Stories are also available on YouTube. You guys might not utilize those, but this is going to be a growth strategy across all of these different platforms. TikTok, you guys know that TikTok prioritizes really small accounts when you first get started to show you massive growth to get you hooked. Instagram, and Adam Mosseri, or whatever his name is, recently said,
it's not yet good.
That Instagram is also favoring young early on channels, early on creators, small accounts, because they want the new growth, right? As you become a titan, as you become a household name, as you become a huge account, Instagram realizes that they don't want the entire platform overwhelmed by those people. that we need to be able to get new creators, new voices. And it's a pro and a con as you get bigger, but right now I'm talking to you guys with under 20,000 followers that this is rapidly going to get you to a whole new level. Now, something that I always am asked about when it comes to stories, again, up on the screen, these are a bunch of different ideas that you can do for stories on a day-to-day basis. These don't have to be pretty, these don't need to be polished. Stories are going to nurture, because think about it this way. The attraction versus the nurture is a wave versus a hug. You see somebody from afar, hey, how you doing? If they're family, you hug them. If you love them, you hug them. If you've missed them, you hug them. This is what I need you to understand. So when it comes to the different content buckets, captions, that's one thing also, captions. Short and sweet, guys. I have been one to preach in the past that the long form content on Instagram, the longer captions for photos, for other video content, that works. And it still works, but not so much for Reels. Reels doesn't really highlight that caption. So just 1 or 2 sentences, just make it straight to the point. Because people are swiping, they're swiping, they're swiping. They're not really consuming those captions, which for a lot of you guys who have been complaining to me for years, I don't know what to write. I can't write that much, even though a lot of you guys are singer-songwriters. You guys can write. You guys just aren't doing it on Instagram or anywhere else for that matter. You need to learn how to tell a story. These types of things with the Reels, that's it, 177. This is where the scaling part happens. So you need to understand for the first 2 weeks, I don't want you guys looking at any of the analytics, even though that goes against common sense. Because like, how's that doing? How's the next day doing? I'm doing this. Adam, I have 4 days in a row now that I've done all of this stuff that you've said. I looked and it's not working out as well as I wanted it to. I thought that after 5 days, I'd 1,000 followers. I'm not saying you guys really say that. This is the thing. We have to go through the first 2 weeks to test. See what's working. I want you guys to have a lot of fun trying different things. You can go chase the trends. When it comes to audio in your Reels, you can try out the trending sounds. Over on TikTok, you can try out the trending sounds on Instagram, but don't worry about that too much. It's about getting out in front of your audience. I don't care if you have 5 followers right now or 5,000 followers right now. Get out in front of it. And then the market will tell you what they enjoy. The market will tell you what they're most engaged and resonate the most with. I hope that makes sense. So week 1 and 2, shouldn't have wrote it that way. You guys get it. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. Ran out of screen over there.
Oh, would you look at this?
I got a gripe with you, Vibe Board. This thing is not working. Don't pay attention to the stats. I'm not even going to try down here. There was just a software update. I think I'm having an issue. Week 3 and 4, that's when you start looking at what's been working over the last 2 weeks. This is to build habits, guys. This is to get that content out there in front of the people that you want to care about you and your music. Week 1 and 2, you shouldn't be stressing about this stuff. I would argue that you really shouldn't be stressing it day to day anyway, no matter how long you've been doing this. 177, I'll write it here. Hopefully it works. Yeah, 177. Keep that in mind and do it for 30 days. And then in the comments below this video, I want you to come back and say where you started. So make a comment right now, what your numbers are today. Set a reminder 30 days from now, come back and reply to your own comment with where you are after 30 days. This isn't just a 30-day challenge. This is no challenge. I don't want to see any of you guys, I'm taking your challenge. No, this is a new habit. It's a lifestyle, right? We're not just trying to rapidly lose weight. We're trying to build a healthier lifestyle here. Guys, if you haven't yet, watch this video next. This is going to be the bucket video. I'll put it up over here too if you haven't clicked on that yet. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you like quick hitting videos just like this with a strategy, breaking down a tactic as fast as possible. Let me know if everything makes sense in the comments below with any other questions, and I'll see you next time.